What's up, everybody? High Rev 90 doing a gig here. Oil change intervals. Mine I did for 2,500 miles, maybe more when I first owned the car, quite a few years ago. Give you some background on this car. Bought it in 2009 at about 85,000 miles. Buddy of mine owned a car dealership. Great guy. He gave me, he sold me the car at book price and then tacked on some interest. At the time, I had pretty bad credit. So he made his money off of me and try to pay extra here and there to lower the overall cost. But in 2009, it's a 2002. I bought it in '09. I think I paid around 10.5 total for it, and I've had it ever since. Here we are, September 9th, 2025. And I'm pushing 200,000 on the car now. It's got exactly 197,300 exactly. So when I first bought the car, you know, let's see, first transmission change, fluid change I did in 2012. So that was 3 years after I bought it. Yeah, going on, no, yeah, 2.5 years. I bought it in March of 2009, and I did the transmission in January of 2012. So almost 3 years on the transmission fluid. And that was a pain in the butt because the factory silicone had to scrape both sides, the pan and the transmission block. But anyway, I've been using a gasket ever since and been doing it every 25,000 miles ever since. But you guys can see here, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you're going to be able to expand your screen when you're watching this on YouTube, but you can see how clean this thing is. This was at 175,000 miles. I took some photos when I had to do the valve cover gasket, and I've noticed with the valve cover gasket, torquing it to the factory spec just actually causes leaks. So I kind of just hand tighten it, and I've had the best of luck with that. I'm going to do a test and see with my hand tightening what kind of torque I'm looking at. But I'm going to scroll through these videos, and this is, let's see, scroll through these photos. This is about 12 photos total, but you're going to see how clean this thing is. Oh, yeah, prior to about 125,000 miles, it would burn a half a quart every 2,500 miles, I'm guessing. And what I would do is burn half a quart, top it off, and when it burned another half a quart, I would change the oil. And based on smell, I never kept much track of the mileage. I would just based on the look and the smell of the oil. So it's about twice a year. I was driving up and down the East Coast from Virginia Beach to Wellington, North Carolina. I bought the car in Virginia Beach. I lived out there for 13 years, originally from Hawaii. Lived in Virginia Beach from 2002 to 2015, making surfboards, doing construction work when the season was off, doing tree work. So I did tree work for 12 years before I got into surfboards. Anyway, this car, you're going to see these photos here. I mean, look how clean that is. So, this is a testament to frequent oil changes. You guys have seen all the videos about the manufacturers pushing oil changes. This car called for 5,000. I want to say 5,000 at least, which means at least every 5,000, which means do it more often. Recommended. That's the max, though. Again, 5,000 is the maximum. You're not wasting any money. $10,000 investment I made on this car. Why am I going to waste, worry about 25 bucks here and there twice a year, 25 bucks twice a year? And I used to use Motorcraft semi-synthetic. I used to buy it in the 5 gallon jug at 530, even though this car calls for 520. You guys can look into all that research why Ford started transitioning to the 20 weight because um, when this Z-Tech engine came out, it was calling for 30 weight, and then the EPA started getting all over them, all over everybody, wanting better gas mileage, whatever. They just getting their hands in this shit they don't need to be. And I think running 20 weight, I get another 1 mile to the gallon. It's kind of stupid. And it runs better. It sounds better on 30 weight at this point, especially going on 200,000 miles. I'm just going to start running 30 weight all exclusively. I run all kinds of oil, whatever I feel like. Whatever is in my pocket at the time. Past few changes, I want to say 2 or 3 changes. I ran Ultra Platinum in it, Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. But before, I'd run Super Tech, full synthetic, Ultra, or the advanced. And I've run Quaker State, all of them. But I just change it often. You know, the oil every 2,500 and the filter every 5,000. I used to use Motorcraft filters until I started seeing that all that green or that black freaking glue everywhere. What a bummer, because it's a great design with the where the bypass valve is, but man, come on, all that black glue and those Motorcraft filters, total bummer, dude. And before I even knew about watching YouTube videos and checking this stuff out, I would just run all Motorcraft oil, Motorcraft filters. Now, I'm probably going to switch to Kirkland just because I change it so frequently. It's good oil and it's cheap. I run, as of right now, I've been putting Purolator 1 filters in it. Those are pretty decent from what I've reviewed. But check, you go through this. We got polishing on the high tops of the lobes. But, I mean, this is, again, testament. Change your oil. I want to say I had 3,500, 4,000 miles on this oil change. I had to do the gasket because it was leaking pretty bad. But, just this is a testament. Change your oil. 2,500 miles. You get, even if you use cheap oil, the cheap conventional, cheap semi-synthetic, whatever. Do it frequently. Look how clean that is. So I've seen guys with other cars, they got 5,000 mile oil changes and not even as clean as this. Granted, I've driven this car a lot of long distances, which makes a huge difference, huge help. Burns off all the carbon and whatnot. And but I'm gonna go through. Oh, that was it. What we got here? Where's my shucks? Where's my transmission? Where's my transmission here? What in the ham sandwich do we got here? Oh, I see what's going on. So let's look. No, I don't want my recent. I want my drive here. This is old photos. Oh yeah, here you go. Make surfboards. That's a board I airbrushed for a guy when I was working in California, driving back from California to Arizona. That's my surfboard logo there. A couple of my buddy's dogs on the East Coast. But here, check this transmission out. Let me click here. No, we don't want that because that's going to mess me up. Okay, we'll go there. Let's see what we got here. Check that out. Clean. Where's my transmission at? Come on, baby. There you go. Transmission every 25,000 miles. Says 30. I do it at 25. It's easy to remember. So, I mean, that's that. You guys get the gist of it. Oh, there's my dog Daisy. Change your oil, folks. Change your fluids. Again, man, I keep running through these videos. Hopefully you guys like, share, subscribe. I'm not here doing clickbait. If I make some money off of YouTube, some extra money so I can buy my dog's dog food, cool. If not, whatever. I just like making videos, man. Helping everybody out, trying to get, especially your newer guys, all you newer mechanics. I had a couple of guys in California there, and they were like, "Well, how'd you start working on cars?" Well, my dad forced me. We didn't have any money. He forced me to do it. Do homework. My days when I was going to high school, 5 a.m. till midnight, having to do jobs, working on stuff at the oil recycling facility. He and I lived there at the oil recycling plant. We had pretty nice living quarters there. But 11th and 12th grade high school, had to work on my own cars, helped them rebuild the VW 69 Westphalia engine, caught fire when I was like 15 years old, 14, 15 years old. And had to rebuild that, clean and burned out asbestos insulation out of the engine compartment. So, again, for you newbie guys, man, don't follow those. There was one neighbor in California changing the oil every 10,000 miles. And I'm like, dude, you know, what do you have? A 2005 Camry, doing it every 10,000 miles. I told him, bro, do not. That's way too much. No matter what kind of oil you use. You see these guys with the AMSOIL, they're pushing at 30,000 miles and, oh yeah, look at my valve train. There's no sludge. Well, is that the detergents working? Is the oil filter getting plugged up? Is that just the oil not burning off? I don't know. I'm not going to take my chances. I'd rather not. You getting gasoline and shit all in there. That's how I used to do it. When I first bought the car, I'd look at it, burn a half a quart, top it off another half. When it burned a half, change it. Smell it. Start smelling a little bit like gas, change it. Looking brown, change it. So anyway, I know I'm kind of ranting and raving. Check out this video. I mean, this is 2,500 mile, and don't get me wrong, there's been times I've pushed this to 4,000 or 5,000 miles at, certain times, and plus to experimenting with the oil, see what my engine sounds like after pushing it for that long. But max, almost always, my odometer hits a 2,500 mile mark, trip meter, I shoot for changing the oil, and I keep it at that as much as I possibly can. Oil 2,500, good oil filter every 5,000, transmission every 25,000, coolant, unless water pump goes, you got to change a hose or something. Yeah, that's going to be more frequent, but 50,000 max. You get this coolant. Oh, it's good for 150,000 miles. No, it is not, dude. It's not. There's so much that can go wrong. It starts eating up the inside of the engine. Just acid starts forming. That's bullshit. It's not 150,000 mile coolant. Change it every 50,000 miles. Brake fluid, power steering fluid, 50,000 miles. I'm going to start changing my power steering fluid even sooner now because it's getting old. The car's getting old. So take care of your vehicles, man. Take care of your stuff, dude. It'll do you right. And these, Zetec engines, they're rated for 350,000 miles, and you change the oil a lot, you probably get 500 plus. We'll see. Anyway, if you could, like, share, subscribe. I just like sharing knowledge, gathering knowledge. I learned so much from you YouTube guys. I appreciate everything. All the top mechanics out there, there's so much good information nowadays, and I learn from it. So, and I share what I know, all the tricks and stuff I've been learning over the course of my years. 35 years I've been working on cars. All sorts of different stuff. Heavy trucks, chippers, chainsaws, golf carts. I did that for 6 months. Gather knowledge and never turn down knowledge. There's books out there. Oh yeah, I'll do another video about timing belts. I see some hack jobs doing timing belts, especially on this car, because it's my car, right? So of course I'm going to watch plenty of that. So anyway, this is that 2,500 mile oil changes. Push it occasionally, but if you do it every 2,500 miles frequently, then you can get away with pushing it to 5,000 every now and again. So look at how clean that is. So please like, share, subscribe, man. I'd like to make some extra money off of YouTube, and it costs you guys nothing. It's free. Hit the subscribe button, and it's going to help me out. Help me buy dog food. Take care, everybody, man. I appreciate all you guys out there. Peace. Aloha.